Rain pattered gently on the glass windows of Chateau Bijou, one of the oldest and most prestigious jewelry stores in downtown Atlanta. Inside, chandeliers sparkled under the golden lights, and diamonds glimmered like they held secrets of the past. Everything screamed luxury. Everything whispered, exclusive. But what happened that afternoon would shatter the store's silence and awaken the conscience of an entire community. A black woman stepped in, alone, with confidence, with dignity, and with a secret that would turn the entire world of this arrogant jeweler upside down. Her name? Imani Rhodes. And the moment she pushed open the brass-trimmed door, she unknowingly walked straight into a moment that would go viral across the country and leave a racist man begging for forgiveness. Imani's heels clicked confidently against the marble floor. She wore a soft beige trench coat, natural curls tucked neatly beneath a silk scarf. No flashy brands. No designer tags on display. Just grace. But grace isn't always recognized. Behind the counter stood Victor Langston, owner of Chateau Bijou. A man in his 60s with salt and pepper hair slicked back, wearing a navy suit and a smirk that had humiliated more people than his diamonds had dazzled. Victor glanced at Imani from head to toe. His expression shifted ever so slightly, tightened lips, raised eyebrow. He didn't need to say it. His look said everything. You don't belong here. Before we continue, if stories like these touch your heart and awaken your sense of justice, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Because sometimes, a story is more than just a story, it's a mirror to our world. And together, we can change the reflection. Still, Imani smiled politely. Good afternoon, she said. Victor didn't return the greeting. Our price range starts at $5,000, he said flatly. Imani nodded slowly. I see. That's not a problem. But Victor wasn't finished. We don't allow people to browse unless they're serious buyers. Appointment only. It's policy. There was no sign. No mention of appointments on the door. Just racism disguised as regulation. Imani's eyes softened, but she didn't argue. I understand, she said. May I still take a quick look? I might find something I want to invest in. Victor scoffed. Invest? Lady, this isn't a flea market. These are handcrafted Italian pieces. Investment comes with real money, not dreams. As Imani turned to leave, a young assistant named Lena, who had overheard everything, rushed forward. Ma'am, wait, please, she said. If you'd like, I can show you some of our latest arrivals. Victor glared at Lena. She was just leaving. Imani turned back and looked between the two of them. Then she smiled at Lena and said gently, Thank you. I appreciate your kindness. Then she walked out, leaving behind silence and Victor's smug sense of victory. Or so he thought. That night, Lena couldn't sleep. Something about Imani reminded her of someone, her mother. Her mother had worked 3 jobs, put Lena through college, and taught her never to judge someone by their appearance. She remembered one of her mom's favorite quotes. People wear stories, not price tags. And now, Lena had seen a woman walk in wearing quiet elegance and walk out wearing the scars of prejudice. She knew something wasn't right. The next morning, Lena did something risky. She looked up the name Imani Rhodes. A name the woman had only mentioned briefly as she left. And what she found left her breathless. Investor. Philanthropist. Founder of Rhodes Renaissance Group. Net worth, over $30 million. Imani was no stranger to investment. In fact, she had quietly backed over a dozen black-owned businesses, turning rundown spaces into thriving empires. Her passion? Investing in places where dignity had been denied. And now she had visited Chateau Bijou. But why? 3 days later, Victor received an urgent letter from his landlord. The store's lease was under review. Under new ownership. Attached was a business card. Rhodes Renaissance Group. Victor's face turned pale. The name echoed in his ears like a bell tolling for his reputation. That afternoon, the door opened again. Imani walked in, not alone this time, but flanked by a man in a gray suit and a woman carrying a folder. Victor's jaw clenched. "What is this?" he asked sharply. Imani didn't raise her voice. Her strength lay in her calm. "I wanted to personally inform you that Chateau Bijou now operates under Rhodes Renaissance Group. We acquired the building, and the land beneath it." Victor's world tilted. You bought the building?" "Yes," she said. "Because sometimes you need to buy the table where you were refused a seat." Victor stumbled back, disbelief written across his aging face. "This is revenge?" he asked, trying to twist her dignity into bitterness. Imani shook her head. "No. This is restoration." She handed him a letter. "You have 60 days to vacate the premises, or reapply under our new inclusivity policy. We do not tolerate racism disguised as retail etiquette." Victor turned red with rage. "You can't do this." Imani looked him dead in the eyes. "You already did." And with that, she turned and walked out. The assistant Lena caught her at the door. "Thank you," she whispered. "For everything." Imani smiled. "Never stop being kind. Even when no one's watching." 2 months later, Chateau Bijou reopened, but under a new name. Rhodes and Grace. Same chandeliers. Same diamonds. But a new purpose. It was now a jewelry store that trained and employed underprivileged youth in gemology and business. Every bracelet sold funded scholarships. Every ring told a story of second chances. Victor Langston faded into obscurity, his name remembered only in cautionary tales about racism and ego. But Imani? She became a legend. An icon not because of her wealth, but because of what she did with it. She never raised her voice. She never threatened. She never posted about it online. But word spread. And people learned. One day, a young black girl walked into Rhodes and Grace with her mother. They had seen the viral post about Imani, one Lena had shared months later on her blog titled, "She bought the store that told her to leave." It had millions of shares. The girl pointed at a ring and whispered, "Mommy, I want to be like her one day." Imani, who was in the back room, overheard. She came out, bent down, and placed a tiny silver bracelet on the child's wrist. "You already are," she said gently. The rain began to fall again. This time, it didn't feel cold or bitter. It felt like a new beginning. Because sometimes, the most powerful statement isn't made with anger, but with grace, vision, and quiet justice. And the greatest diamonds aren't worn. They're become. Imani Rhodes didn't just invest in property. She invested in people. This wasn't just Imani's story. It was all of ours. A story of standing tall when judged, of claiming dignity where denied. If you believe in courage, justice, and quiet power, then like, comment, and subscribe. Because this journey isn't hers alone. It belongs to us all.